everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Happy New Year, it's 2020. Oh my god, that's so weird. So in today's video, the first of the decade, I thought I would share with you my musical New Year's resolutions, partly because then if I do this I really have to commit to them. I don't often make New Year's resolutions, mainly because I have the tendency to be a bit of a workaholic, and adding these pressures has not been good for me. But I feel like I now have a really good balance, and this coming year I actually want to make some direction for myself. So, resolutions it is. Number one, prioritise practice. So, being a classical musician is my job. You would think I spend 12 hours every single day practicing. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Often when I have a work day planned in, I end up answering all my emails and editing text documents and making phone calls and basically doing everything but practicing. So, resolution. When I have a work day, I will begin with my practice. It has the priority, and it's not something I do when all of the stuff on my to-do list is done. I'm also going to try and spend more time doing investment practice and not survival practice. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, please check out my video on this, but I'm sure you can kind of figure out what I mean. Investing into my recorder playing and not just being like, oh my god, I've got 10 pieces to learn for tomorrow. Number two, my second practicing goal is to work on my breathing and tone on Baroque instruments. I have spent a lot of time recently working on Renaissance playing, and in the past I was doing a lot of contemporary music. I feel like this year I want to go back to basics with my Baroque recorder and just work on breathing. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You never ever stop working on the basics. That is the joy of being a musician. You are a lifelong learner. So those are my two practice related goals. Notice how I've not been really specific, like I have to practice 4.5 hours a day. That would be setting myself up for failure. So I'm having more general directions I want to be moving in. So I want you to think now about what are your practice goals. Resolution number 3 is improving my business skills. So this brings me to Skillshare. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, which is an online learning community for lifelong learners and creative people who I've been partnering with for a while. I've actually been using classes on Skillshare to help with my business and planning side of Team Recorder. One class I've been enjoying is called Project Management in Real Life, and this is great. It's been helping me to map out the things I want to do and not just procrastinate. And what I love is that this fits really well into real life. You can see that this one I've been following is only 23 minutes long, and it's broken down into steps of a few minutes each. It works quite like a Team Recorder video in that you get a bunch of information, and then at each step you can go away and work on it yourself. There are links to resources you can use, related classes so you can continue, and support from the community, a bit like Team Recorder. So on Skillshare you can join classes in music, business management, creative writing, photography, animation. I searched for cheese and there were 54 courses. So click on the link in the description to get 2 free months of premium membership and explore your creativity. Speaking of Team Recorder, resolution number 4 is to stay ahead in my videos. Last year I managed it that I generally had 1 or even 2 videos uploaded and ready to go, so I was making them 3 weeks in advance. This was really nice. Occasionally I have had the odd Thursday morning rush to film a video, but I want to avoid that, so let's keep that up in 2020, shall we? Number 5, Sarah, oil your recorders. Oh, you would think I'd be better at doing this, but no, I'm horrible. I suddenly realise it's been 28 years later and I haven't oiled a single instrument. So I've decided in the near future I am going to do an oil with me video. There's no way of saying that that's not really dodgy. A live oiling, if you will, where I do a live stream and oil and clean some of my instruments, and you can do it along with me. How does that sound? This is going to happen in the next few weeks, so stay posted on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll tell you when that's going to happen and what you need to prepare for it. And anyone who's watching this and isn't a recorder player is probably like, Number 6, tidy and organise my music room. So me and my husband are both self-employed freelance musicians. We work a lot from home. Having a good workspace is essential. It feels like an unimaginable luxury that we actually have a music room, so I want to make the most out of it. However, it is a mess in there. There are just piles of sheet music everywhere. I'm ashamed to say all of my instruments are just in a plastic box, and it's not very motivating for actually working. So this year I am going to install a beautiful shelving system where all of my instruments are safely stored, all of my sheet music and files are laid out, ready to be played and filed. I wonder if at some point I'll realise that a messy workroom isn't the cause of my procrastination, and the cause of my procrastination is myself. But number 7, I've talked a lot about the things that I'm going to do, but I think it's essential as a musician and a creative person to also not do things. Repeat after me. You cannot be creative without proper rest. This is why I've always avoided making resolutions. I don't want to pile on lots of pressures. So I'm going to build in one that helps me to relax. Bear with me, I'm getting there. We also have a small garden. It is a complete disaster. I'm terrible at gardening, but I enjoy it. I find pulling out weeds or raking leaves really, really meditative. So this year I am going to garden. It's also a really nice antidote to looking at a screen all day. That should be one of my resolutions, look at Instagram and Facebook less, but I'm not quite ready for that. So there we go. I have some resolutions for my music practice, some for my music tools, some for my organisation, and some for my relaxation. You will undoubtedly have different resolutions to me, but think about those categories and what might fit in for you. Also, you might have something completely different. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about yours as well. And welcome back, 2020! As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here in the corner. Over here is the Team Recorder Patreon, where you can choose to support the channel. Thank you to everyone who does. And up here is a very important video, self-care for musicians. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!